Chris, what is our second main topic today?
This one comes from Keneth Fuller. Greetings and salutations. I don't know how Disney does it, but I just finished watching the second episode of Moon Knight, and I personally thought it was even better than the first one. The conversations between Marc and Steven were mesmerizing, and I loved how much of Khonshu we're getting. What did you guys think of the episode, and do you think it can keep up this great pace through the last 4 episodes?
All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, Kenneth. And yeah, now we're not going to talk about Moon Knight episode 2 in a spoilery way. We're going to do that at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time today. If you want some open spoiler discussion about Moon Knight episode 2 and it's all spoilery goodness, come back and join us at 4 p.m. Los Angeles time, because if you haven't seen the episode yet, that gives you plenty of time to go and catch it. So make sure you come back for that. But we can talk about it in a non-spoilery kind of way. So I watched the first episode of Moon Knight last week, and you guys know I've talked about it. I was so pleasantly surprised by just how good it was. Like, I'd heard good things, but man, that show just... Episode 1 grabbed me. This is what more shows should do. Like, screw these slow builds. Oh, you got to get to like episode 7 before you... No. Like, if you're a TV show, it is not my job to hang in there with you. It's your job to grab my attention right away. And Moon Knight did that. And I'm not going to lie, I was kind of maybe half suspecting maybe a little bit of a sophomore slump going to the second one. I mean, like, and I remember thinking to myself, I don't need episode 2 to be as good as episode 1. Just still be good. I think I preferred episode 2 over episode 1. I thought this was even better. It found a balance of giving us action, cool moments, character development, story, fun lines, like the whole bit in a really visually appealing way. I fell in love with the Steven character in episode 1. I just love him even more after episode 2. And as we kind of predicted, we thought we were going to get more Marc in the next episode, and we do. We do get more Marc. Well, again, we're not going to go more detail. I was thinking we're going to see more Khonshu, and we got more Khonshu. And again, handsome Hawk shows us that he should have been in comic book movies a long time ago. Because, man, that dude can bring a villain. He can really bring a villain. So all I'm going to say at this point is that I thought it was terrific. There is one scene in it where, you know, they're looking at security footage of what happened when that jackal attacked Steven the night before. For those of you who watched the show already, I just thought that was great. That scene was fantastic. And even hearing the conversations between Marc and Steven, and again, we'll go into it in the spoiler part of the show, like later this afternoon, but something definitive that Steven tells Marc just tells you Steven's a good guy. And he will go to extreme lengths to make sure people don't get hurt. I mean, and he basically lays something down for Marc, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this. So he's not just some, you know, weak little character. He's meek, yes, but he's got strong conviction at the same time. And like, I'm watching this, and Oscar Isaac, I mean, we said this after episode 1. Oh my God.
So good.
Oscar Isaac, man.
So good.
So good in this. I absolutely, so I'll just speak for myself. To me, this is the best episode yet. It's only 2 episodes, but still, this is the best episode yet. I cannot wait for episode 3. Rob, you know, this was not the show. So far, Moon Knight has not been the show that you would have been expecting a year ago. So it's been different, but I know you really liked episode 1. You and I have not talked about this yet. What did you think of episode 2?
I loved it. I mean, first of all, this show is so cinematic. It's absolutely beautiful. And, you know, they really expanded the mythology. Like you said, Ethan Hawke is a great villain. And there's a couple of scenes over a bowl of lentil soup where they're just talking with one another.
I love that scene.
And what was really interesting is it's the way it was directed, the camera, the camera gets really close on Ethan Hawke's face when he's explaining.
Being menacing.
Is that me?
I think that's you.
Rob, it's a hot set.
I apologize for that. My phone's never gone off. You know what? That is a faux pas on a set. Sorry about that. That's never happened before. But I loved it. And like when it gets in close, I like that Ethan Hawke he's got this kind of, as he's aging, this craggly face, and you know his teeth are not perfectly straight, and they never have been, and he's just like leaning into the frame. But he's got this quiet menace to him, and I'm like, this guy is dope. I mean, and when you find out what he's gonna do, like as the plot is revealed, I'm like, I might join his cult.
No,
It was
like,
pretty good. It was
you know, I'm thinking,
I
you know me, 'cause-
soup. I get to be around all these hot people.
yeah, and they're all like-minded, and they're all watching weird videos of nature.
I get a free tattoo.
It just really, you know what I love about this? This is a show. It is a smart show. It's intriguing, and like you said, we don't quite know everything that's going on, but at the same time, you've got F. Murray Abraham walking around. Khonshu is now a physical, entity that's showing up and talking. And when Eternals was over, I'm like, how is the MCU going to deal with the cosmology of all this? Now that you've got Celestials coming out of the oceans and the Celestials coming to Earth, how is humanity going to deal with the fact that there are Celestials? Now you've got warring Egyptian gods or whatever. So do the Celestials know the Egyptian gods? Was one of them snapped away by Thanos? And how is it all... I'm watching this. I'm fascinated by it. I like everything that they're creating in 2 episodes. I'm like, it's an amalgamation of all these different elements of the comics, but I'm kind of loving it. I'm loving all of the whole, and it really is. It was not the Moon Knight show, like you said, that I was expecting or maybe even wanted, but it's the Moon Knight show that we deserve, and it's freaking great. And I think they're defining the character from now on. I mean, they've taken this amalgamation of all these different great moments in Moon Knight history and kind of put it together in this new confection that really works. And like you said, the heart and soul of this is Oscar Isaac.
So good.
Man, this is an Emmy award-winning performance that he's giving. And he is so good. And so is Ethan Hawke. And I don't know the name of the woman.
Oh, who's playing
Layla?
Layla?
Let's call it. I didn't want to spoil it, but she's great too. And like when she is speaking French or Arabic, I think she actually is Arabic or something. Maybe she's from Morocco. She's great too. And I'm like, this show, I love the fact that it's very concentrated. It's not all over the place. It's intriguing. Dude, I'm loving this.
And 2 things I want to point out. Sir, what you
I was going to say her name is May El Kamaway, and she's Egyptian and Palestinian.
Guys, we want to take a minute and thank a sponsor of today's video, Viore. Now, Ann and I like to work out and train several days a week, but the thing is I want to be comfortable and not look like a slob at the same time, and I often have a hard time finding something that does both. But Viore, everything is designed to work out in, but it doesn't look or feel like it's made to be worked out in. It is so comfortable, you will want to wear this stuff all the time. Now, you guys know I like some flexibility and versatility in the clothes that I wear, but that's where Viore comes in. See, it can be used for just about any activity like running, training, swimming, yoga, but it's also great just for lounging around or going out on the weekends in. For example, take the men's core shorts. These are the most comfortable and one of the best looking pairs of shorts that you can own, and they're versatile. One pair of shorts for just about every sport that you can play. Or take the men's Sunday performance jogger. These pants are perfect for lounging around in or going out for a good run. Viore is an investment in your happiness. For our viewers, they are offering 20% off your very first purchase. Get yourself some of the most comfortable and versatile clothing on the planet at viore.com/Campea. That's VUORI.com/Campea. Not only will you receive 20% off your first purchase, but enjoy free shipping on any U.S. orders over $75 and free returns. Go to viore.com/Campea and discover the versatility of Viore clothing. All right, 2 things I want to point out here that were interesting to me. With the Summon the Suit, we've now, I believe, seen everything that's been in the promotion for Moon Knight. I believe we have seen now every shot.
Well, we haven't seen the shot where the cape unfurls.
Did we not?
Like the moon crescent. I don't think
okay, maybe not. You're right. But maybe other than that, I believe every major thing we've seen in the promos, I feel like now we're going to episode 3 with, okay, now everything we're going to see in episode 3 is going to be different. Also, wanted kudos to Disney, even though they still seem to be holding on to this ass backwards way of thinking that 6 episodes constitutes a season. It does not. But kudos to them. They're getting rid of these bullshit 34-minute episode, 39-minute last night, 52-minute episode.
It was a meal.
Yeah. We're getting proper length episodes, which I really like. Chris, you had a chance to watch the episode. I know you really liked episode 1. How did you feel about episode 2?
I loved episode 2. And it felt like it went by so quickly, where you get to that end moment and you're like, what? No. So to answer our viewer's question too, of if can they keep up this momentum, they better with 4 episodes left.
Yeah.
Right.
If they fumble now, I'm going to be disappointed. Not as disappointed as that man over there, but I will not be a happy camper. This episode was great. All the shots of Khonshu are so good. What a cool character design that looks epic. There were only maybe a few CGI moments where I went, oh, that's TV. That's a TV budget there. But for the most part, this is so cinematic. And I love that you just understand every character's perspective already. Even as this mystery is unfurling further and further, and we're getting a little bit more Mark, we're getting a little bit more of some of the other characters here. You can understand everyone's perspective of why they are doing the things they are doing.
Yeah.
Even amidst all the confusion that Steven is embodying. We are all Steven, being like, what the fuck is going on? It's so, so well done. And yeah, I'd totally be a member of that cult. I love the heck out of lentil soup. And they watched whale movies with headphones so you don't have to interact with each other.
And they all speak 3 languages?
Yeah, I love that. By the way, I got to give a shout
dream.
out to the directors, Benson and Morehouse, who directed this episode. They have quickly become my favorite filmmaking team. They made Resolution, they made The Endless, they made Spring, they made Synchronic with Anthony Mackie. Then they just directed episodes of something else I was watching that I really liked. They're really great. And they really have a really interesting handle on genre filmmaking in terms of they do really unexpected things. If you haven't seen Resolution and The Endless, watch them.
By the way, I think your seat is slowly sinking.
Yeah.
Because you've dropped like way out.
You're a tiny guy now.
Your way up. Anyway,
Rob is shrinking on us.
I did want to add real quick, make sure you scan that QR code too once you get to see a storage unit, because that'll take you to some comics.
really?
That'll take you to number 33 of Werewolf by Night. Such a stupid name still. When else are you a werewolf? But you get a comic. So that's really fun.
Now, I know, Aaron, there are 2 things working against you. Number 1, you were at Ambulance, the screening last night.
And I was so jazzed up. It was
you
hard
have a baby.
And I have
That's
a baby
the other one. But
who
did
was
you have
going
a
through a
chance to
sleep
watch
regression. I
Moon Knight
did
episode
watch
2?
it. Yes, I did. I first of all, I had not seen Moon Knight last week, so my thoughts. Absolutely loved it. Was thrilled. I thought it was fantastic. And who doesn't love a little wham in your car chase scene? I mean, I felt like it was perfectly placed. I loved last week's episode. I was not disappointed by this week's episode. I also thought that the addition, since you already brought it up, of Layla was fantastic. I was really excited because after the first episode, I was like, oh gosh, am I going to feel all this angst about like, how is he going to get out of this? Or is there going to be someone that shows up that I go, a guiding light that'll help explain something, someone that he can talk to, because he clearly can't go to the police or a therapist or anybody else. And I love the fact that there's just another person, and I will not spoil anything else, but I love the introduction of Layla's character. And also, yes, what's brilliant about this is that if you are the villain, you never think that you're the villain, no matter, I mean, every person, and I won't name names, but historically, every person who's done terrible things in the world did it for a reason that they thought made sense. It made sense to them. And so getting to see the different perspectives, whether it's Khonshu or it's Ethan Hawke's character or Steven or Mark, any of these people, I felt like this episode really gives us insight into each of their perspectives. And at one point I was like, totally, Khonshu, I'm on your side. Like, I get it. You gotta do this. And then I'm like, ooh, Ethan Hawke, I kind of want to be in your cult. And then I'm like, ooh, Steven, you just be done with all this. I mean, I'm kind of, every time I hear their perspective, I shift my perspective of whose side I'm on. And that's exciting. I also, we've said that Ethan Hawke is killing it in the acting, but I just want to point out just for exactly what he's doing when he's having this dialogue between Steven and Mark. The way they're shooting it is obviously he's not talking to his reflection. He's not talking to anything. He's either talking to a blank screen or like a green screen, and then someone is reading dialogue off camera.
Right.
And they're usually like, "Hi, Steven, how are you doing today?" But I would love to see a behind the scenes. Like, does he have an assistant who's a really good aspiring actor who's reading off camera dialogue with him? You know, how are those shot? Because the way that it just naturally flows, that really takes chemistry between two actors. And for him to have chemistry with himself without himself being there, but also in a different accent, it's just...
Yeah, I heard his brother, Oscar Isaac's brother, is reading him his lines.
Ah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense because he's speaking to this person like there is a familiarity, like you have lived inside of my body, like you and I are connected, even though we're not the same. And so it makes a lot of sense that it would be Oscar Isaac's brother, someone close to him that would be able to... That is a great behind the scenes. So Moon Knight, if you're looking for some behind the scenes stuff that people want to watch, I bet the dynamic between the two of them when they're filming those scenes would be really exciting to watch.
All right, guys, question is for you. Did you have a chance to see Moon Knight episode 2? I thought it was even better than the first episode. I cannot wait for episode 3. What did you guys think about it? Don't forget, come back and join us for open spoiler discussion about it at 4 p.m. today. Jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.